In this video, I'm going to go over the content strategy that sold me 50 courses in 3 months from a person that's never sold courses or products before as a creative. So I've always had a job as a creative in the creative industries, running a creative business, all that sort of stuff. But I've never thought to actually go digital, do the whole content strat thing and actually try and sell digital products as a nice little side income to potentially build up as another main source of income. But I've kind of just done that in the last 3 months, and this is my content strategy. I'm going to go over it right now. So, hey creators, Aimon here. This is where I help creators go full time. We're out in the bush. A lot of people are like, Aimon, why are you going out in the bush so much? It's because it's going to get hot real soon. And I'm going to have to be in the studio all the time. So enjoy the bush backdrop for a bit. And of course, I had a shady bit and now the sun's come over. Anyway, let's jump into it. So my YouTube journey over the last 15 years, I've started and stopped YouTube many, many times. But I've never really chosen a niche, chosen a particular person to speak to because I'm a bit ADHD. I've got all sorts of different things that I'm into, right? And so I want to do a lot of different things, cover a lot of different things. Turns out that's not the best strat because you're not going to actually identify an audience. And I was always like, oh, don't listen to what they have to say about niches. You can do whatever you want. And maybe you can, but maybe also give niching a go, okay? Because this is what's worked for me. And again, I'm always talking to myself 3 to 5 years ago. And that's a huge tip that I wish I knew 10 years ago. Because no doubt there's a lot of people out there like me that need the information that I have now, but are just 3 to 5 years behind where I'm at. And the other thing that I just niche down further, then I'm like, okay, cool. So I want to talk to people that are kind of like me, that are also creators, that are also probably videographers, right? So then boom, chose my audience, created products around that, which is the most important part of this. And that's a whole different video in terms of what products to make, how to actually make those products and all that sort of stuff. But it's actually way easier than you think it is. And it's just a small barrier in your head that you have to overcome. But over the last 15 years, I've started and stopped YouTube so many different times, had many different content strategies, didn't really have a particular strategy. But in the last, 4 months, I've just decided I'm going to go hard on 2 videos a week, talking directly to my niche, talking directly about one kind of umbrella of topics, covering 3 kind of different content pillars. And it doesn't matter what they are, but this is something that could help you in terms of like, if you choose just a small umbrella and you choose 3 content pillars underneath that umbrella, you're going to have much more success in terms of identifying your target audience. And the strat right now, for me, that has sold me 50 courses in the last 3 months and is selling me 1 to 2 more courses per week, even though I keep pricing them higher, is more content, right? That's step 1. As high quality as possible, right? But scrap the last 25% of quality. So I used to be like, all right, shoot a whole 30-minute video and then cut it down to like 10 minutes, cut out all the ums and ahs and bits and bobs and blah, blah, and then put this crazy B-roll over the top of it and grade it and do all this stuff. And don't get me wrong, I love to do that. I do that in my spare time, make all kinds of content, right? And every so often I make a banger piece of content that I go like 4,000% on YouTube. But now I've realized that just having more content, because content is so much more disposable than ever, being authentic, just actually hanging out with you one-on-one, really, because that's what this is. And I think in the world of higher paced, more fast-paced, more dopamine, more different things, people have found kind of like a nice, calm, homely vibe on this channel and on other channels like this. And the feedback that I get is they're impressed that it's one take. And I'm like, it's because we're just hanging out, And if you're hanging out with a friend, you would be able to talk for 10 minutes. So just put a camera up and talk as if you're hanging out with a friend for 10 minutes. That also reduces you having to edit, which is huge because I can easily bash out 3 to 4 videos right now and then go and pop it all up on YouTube. And that's the next 2 weeks worth of content scheduled. I'm always 3 to 6 weeks of content scheduled ahead because this is just so easy, right? And here we're up to 4 minutes already. So scrap the last 25% of quality. And that's not saying on every video, but this is because content is so disposable. Just go hard on making more content, putting out more valuable messaging. See, I'm going to leave that in because we're getting raw here on the channel. And the second key is essentially just remove as many barriers as possible. So just now, I was like, I'm about to go play squash with my friend in like 30 minutes. And I'm like, couldn't possibly make a video in 30 minutes. There's no way. I've got all these different things to do. I've got to shave and I've got to eat and all this different stuff. And I'm like, what is it really going to take? Because that's a barrier that my head is put in the way. And instead, what I did was just grab my tripod and my camera. I walked out in the bush, and now I'm here talking to you. I'm going to be inside eating my eggs before squash in no time. And Dan, if you're watching this, I'm about to beat you in squash, okay? So the other barrier is that it's like, again, I'm removing editing as a barrier. So because I'm just doing this in one take, getting raw with it, providing as much value as possible, which is probably the first key, actually. But we're jumping around in bits and pieces. But it really simplifies the process. Wow, this sun has just mucked me around a bit, hasn't it? Really simplifies my process in terms of like I put it on. I just focus on making a cool grade for the one take and then export. Like, no, I don't muck around with music anymore. I don't muck around with B-roll anymore. It's so exhausting. You know, I used to hire an editor to like edit different like little clips of different random things on there that I didn't even capture. And I'm like, who wants to see that? Who cares? Does it actually add value? With the message that you're trying to communicate, with the value that you're trying to give to your audience, does it actually add value by adding all the different frills? Because if not, just drop the frills, bro, you know? And yeah, so simplify the process, provide as much value as you can. And then like just this is the play right now. How did a spiderweb get on my tripod like now, you know? Like we've been set up here for like 3 minutes. I don't understand. So yeah, this is just the play in my opinion right now. I'm not saying this content strategy will stay the same forever, but this is my content strategy for right now and it's working for me right now. And again, I believe it's because I get straight into the value. I'm very clear on and manage the expectations on like, hey, in this video, you're going to get this value. If you don't believe me, click at the start of this video. I did it here. And then I told you exactly who I was, gave you a bit of authority on who I am and what problem I help you solve, right? Hey, creators, I'm Aimon. I help creators go full time. And, you know, if you have a little glance at my channel, you'll see I've been a videographer, like successful for 10 years, whatever. Okay. Like do music projects, all sorts of different things. I'm a creator of all kinds and I've been a full-time creator for 5 years now. So yeah, I have all that authority and I'm talking directly to my target audience. And then I just get straight into the value. And like, sure, there's a little bit of fluff here or there because we're mucking around, right? But we're having a bit of fun, injecting a little bit of personality into it. And I've had hate comments for sure. People being like, wham, you know, you look like an idiot and all those sort of things. But it doesn't affect me because I'm just being authentically myself. And whoever doesn't like my content enough to actually comment and say, you know, wham, this is not for me. Well, it's just not for them. And that's cool. But the best part is when you are authentically yourself, it's way more fun because I'm just out here in the bush getting glare in my face, about to go play squash with my friend, just smashing out a video or two and, you know, overcoming those barriers within my mind, just trying to provide as much value as I can, being authentic, having fun with it. And the whole process of shooting and editing and uploading this video maybe takes me half an hour, right? And I can also like do different things while I'm exporting the video, for example. And so yeah, this is the biggest content strategy I think that's missing from YouTube right now. And you can see it in random people that just upload a video with a random thumbnail from the video and it just gets 1 million plays. And it's just like some old guy talking with like a cigarette or something. It's just like spitting wisdom. And everyone's like, oh my God, I love this guy. You know, who's the guy? Do you know who I'm talking about? I don't know. I've only seen it, like one of his videos. Anyway, this is what's working for me right now. And the way that I know that it's working is because I'm actually selling courses. If you want to have a look at what the courses I'm talking about, they're in the description. You know, I just put all of the value that I can think of right now, all of my like sawdust, you might say, just all the things that I'm doing in my day-to-day basis that I just, you know, chopped off and was like, this is all really easy stuff that I can just put out, valuable stuff, and I make it as cheap as possible and as valuable as possible, as easy to consume as possible. Just micro courses, digital products is the clear way. And I've made a cheeky extra $1,000 in the last 3 months, which is not crazy, right? But I'm going to double down on this content strategy. And the more that you build an audience, the more it snowballs, the more value you can provide, the more people will love you. You know, the algorithm will do its thing. And, you know, if I was to actually go harder on this content strategy, if I really wanted this to be the thing, I would have much more products available on my website, which I'm just kind of chilling on right now. You know, if you want creative consultancy, you want to dive deeper in this sort of stuff, level up your creative business and mindset, also have a product for that. I've done a couple of those with mad results, right? For my clients. What was the other point I was about to finish? Anyway, yeah, if I was to like triple down on this and be like, no, I really want this to be successful, I'd be just doing this, but I'd be doing a video every single day. And it would be easy because I've reduced all of the barriers, right? So anyway, that's a little bit about my content strat right now, about what's actually netted me some great results in the last 3 months of just being like, nah, I'm doing this consistently. You notice before that, I was just kind of posting random stuff whenever I felt like it. But here we are. And if you like what you hear, feel free to sub, because there's more authenticity and creativity and value just coming week on week forever, fam. So see you next time.